Yeah, I think that's all this is. What's that?
Yeah.
Well, Zach, you guys have just had this opportunity, where you're playing against a team that's ranked 14th, and it means a lot. What's this opportunity like, the excitement level to have one of these games at the end of the season?
Yeah, you play all year, you practice, and you do all the off-season stuff for these moments. Games like this, and the opportunity to get to our goals, and all you're working for, every year is a chance to get into the championship game and finish the season strong and play in a big game like this. Both teams are really good, and as a competitor, we all want to be in games like this.
Everybody talks about their offense being number 2 on this. We look at their defense, and they rank up there in a lot of categories too. What do you see from their defense?
Their defense is really good. I mean, they're fast and they're physical, and they've got guys at all 3 levels, and they're winning a lot of football games because of their defense, too. And obviously their offense scores a whole lot of points, and so this is going to be a team game at all 3 aspects. Offense, defense, and special teams, trying to put it all together. But they've got guys at all 3 levels. Again, they run well, they tackle well, and it's going to be a great physical matchup.
They're second in the country in takeaways, and we saw obviously in the CSU game. I mean, frankly, the reason they won is because their defense is running back picks.
Right.
What's the challenge against a defense like that not only can create turnovers, but also can do something with it when they get that window?
Yeah, we've got to have great ball security, and we've got to be smart with our throws, and we've got to just go execute whatever we end up putting in through the week. It's about our execution, and it's about the ball security and taking care of the football and extending drives, and at the end of the day putting points on the board.
It seems like sometimes the margin of victory in any game is slim, but it seems like whenever you guys have had a turnover, even one, that game ends up being fairly close.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't had any, which is a couple games you guys have been able to win comfortably. How important has that been, just the turnovers for you guys and not giving the ball up? Because the last couple weeks you've only had 3 in the last 5 games, I think.
Yeah, turnovers are huge, in any game, and if we can win the turnover battle, we've been successful, in games, and so that's always the goal. And every single week we're preaching great ball security, and when we go out to practice and there's the different drills that we do for ball security, and our guys understand that it's a huge deal, and we overemphasize it in practice, and you hope it shows up in games, and but when we are able to take care of the football, we're usually pretty successful.
With it being senior night, obviously you're pretty close to Brett, and we talked about a lot of records he's broken, but he also has won a lot of games. If you guys win out, he has a chance to get to 39 career victories, which would tie Peyton Manning for 5th most all time. And just what do you think he's meant to this program, and is there anything specific about him that you have enjoyed over the last few seasons?
Brett's a special player, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to coach him, for 3 years, and just seeing him, to where he is, now, and I mean, he's just such a complete player in my mind, and he's a big reason why we are so successful, on offense, and a great leader for our program, and the records and all the accolades are nice, and I know he'll appreciate those down the road, but I also know he's really focused on winning football games and winning a championship, and but day in and day out, it's so much fun to have him in the meeting room, and the relationship that we have, and just whether it's game planning or whether it's talking about other life things. It's fun to have a veteran quarterback like that you can bounce ideas off. You can take some of his ideas. He sees things on film and wants to, go out and run. And a lot of times we're doing, stuff that he sees on film too. So, it's a awesome relationship to have, with him. And, it seems weird that it's, at some point it'll come to an end and he'll move on to the next level. And, yeah, it's a whole lot of fun having him and coaching him.
I know you said maybe some of the records and stuff won't sink in for him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know at heart you guys are also kind of football fans, so looking at it from kind of a more innocent perspective, and again, chasing as many wins as Peyton Manning had in college. He's thrown for more yards than Drew Brees and Russell Wilson. I mean, like, kind of passing names like that or being associated with guys like that, is that cool at all? I mean,
It is. It's special. It's special for Brett and his family and Boise State and, just, I guess, the quarterback history that we've had here. And, again, I think we're kind of in the midst of that end of the season championship run, all that stuff. And so I don't think he or I get too much caught up in all that stuff. That's kind of postseason stuff, and the focus is on the day-to-day preparation and that's all good for the media and everything. It's good for Boise State, it's good for the program, and good for, everybody involved, but that's not where the focus is.
With Harsin was, kind of delaying, judging the senior class until the end. You kind of referred to that with Rippon, but there are guys like Modster, Richardson, even Chase Blakely. Some of those guys in offense have kind of waited their turn through 4 years or whatever. What have you noticed about some of those guys? It's kind of how patience has kind of paid off for a lot of those guys on your side of the ball.
And in this day, in the world now, it just seems like nobody wants to be patient and just let it come and earn it. And for those guys that do, make it all the way through this program and do the work and kind of stick with it, through the ups and the downs, and it's awesome to see those guys get rewarded and have the seasons that they've had, and you can see the confidence build, and those are life skills that they're going to have, and whatever they end up doing, and that perseverance and sticking with it, because it's not easy. It's not easy to be a college football player, and so those 4 or 5 years of their lives and all the things that they've done, I'm sure they'll look back and be pretty proud of what they've done, what they've accomplished.
When you look at Utah State's defense, of course, I mentioned Woodward, their linebacker. He had like 20 tackles, I think, against CSU, something like that. He's really prolific. What stands out to you about him, and then maybe anybody else on that Utah State defense? He's
a very savvy football player. You can tell he's smart. He studies the game, and you can see it. He recognizes things well. He's around the football. He's physical. He's got the good athletic attributes where he's able to run, and he's quick and can kind of be slippery off blocks, and he just finds himself around tackles, and so he's a guy that we always got to keep an eye on and try to get bodies on.
But Madison's last run of the game was the touchdown. That was his longest run of the year. I think Brett said that he was kind of sitting back, like he kind of hadn't realized it until that game. What do you mean for you guys to be able to break one of those off, he crossed 1,000. That run kind of meant a lot, I would assume, to you guys.
It did, and I know for Alex and the O-line and all those guys. I mean, we haven't had the big explosive 70-yard runs or anything like that through the year. It's been a grind, and Alex has been patient, and to see him break the record on a run as far as over 1,000 yards and on that one run, and our wide receiver, even like Modster, comes in and cracks the safety and helps that run go, and it's been a team effort all the way through in the run game, and proud of Alex for how he's handled everything and what he's done this season, and continue to push that physicality through the next few games.
How rewarding has it been to? I mean, we've been talking about the ground game for a while, and this last month it really seems to be starting to click. How rewarding has it been to see all that effort pay off? And I mean, if you could pick and choose when you want it to click, it probably is this time of year.
Yeah, in November, that's championship football, and the run game, and when it starts getting cold a little bit too, and it's huge for us to be able to move the chains and stay ahead of the chains, and as far as Boise State football too. I mean, we're run the football and set up some things off of it, and but Alex, is a physical runner, and he'll punish some defenders, and we got to be able to find ways to execute that run game.
Kind of piggybacking off that, to do what you've done the last 4 weeks at this stage in the season with the wear and tear and beatings and everything, what's it say about his toughness?
He's very tough. Yeah, I mean, he's at the running back position. I mean, it's tough in general. You're getting banged up every week. And so, being smart in practice and getting him back into, game ready shape, by the next game is important. But you're always going to have bumps and bruises and bangs and ankles and, whatever it is, shoulders. And, he's a tough kid. And he wants to help the team more than anything. And I just, you love his attitude. The guys love him in the locker room. And he's one of those hard workers and a leader that's not going to be, too vocal, but just his work ethic says a lot.
When you can stay ahead of the chains, and we talked earlier in the season about how good Brett was at overcoming those third and longs, but when you're in 3rd and 2 and 3rd and 3, how much more dangerous does a guy like Alexander become? Because when you're backed up, it limits probably what he can do in those situations.
Yeah, I mean, Alex in short yardage situations is so powerful, and can kind of, find holes and break tackles, and it's big for us, for short yardage situations to have a back like him, to be able to, even though it may not be perfectly blocked or there, he can still find a way to get that first down.
Sean had 3 touchdowns, almost out of 4.
Mm-hmm.
How much did he have to really kind of help lead and carry you guys through that game? Because you were down some numbers at that receiver spot.
Yeah, and it's like each game there's another guy that has a big game. I mean, it was AJ, games ago. It was, whether it's Alex or whether it's, Brett having a big game or whether it's CT stepping up and making some big plays. I mean, it always seems like somebody on that crew, finds a ways, to make plays. And you never know as a coordinator and a play caller, how a game's going to go and who's going to get most of the touches and all that stuff. I mean, you can work through that a lot of times, but it just seemed like the way things were going, most of the balls were going to Modster, and he was making plays. But it's nice having guys all over the place that are stepping up and making plays in different games, and we're really spreading the ball out well.
It does seem like if a guy has a touchdown or something early in the game, and he ends up, you can kind of see he's going to be the guy that the rest of the game is going to keep getting more action. Can you kind of tell early whether it be a matchup or whatever they're doing? Is it kind of okay? Sean's the guy we need to keep getting involved here, or how's that kind of go?
Sometimes, sometimes it's just what ends up getting called and what situations come up, and where some guys get more touches than others. But there's always those key matchups where you're looking at, for the personnel that you've got and that they've got, and trying to find ways to get our guys open in space.